How many types we have the software? Basically, we have two type of softwares. First is system level, is nothing but operating system. Another is application level. System level, again we have two types. One is client based operating system, another is server based operating system. Client based, we have XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, 10, Vista, Mac. Like that, we have so many things. Server based operating system, 2000, 2003, 2008, Linux, Unix, Solaris, Fedora, SUSE, 2012, 2016, 2019. These all operating system we have in server. Applications, we have so many applications we have like C, C++, Java, Oracle, MS SQL, PeopleSoft, Microsoft, Tally, Photoshop, 3D, AutoCAD. Like that, we have so many applications we have. SAP is the one of the application. So these application we cannot install without any operating system. We need a base. Base is what? System level. So we need a operating system to run these applications. So SAP is the one of the application which we can install only on server based operating system. We cannot install any client based operating system. Okay. So SAP. SAP is a ERP. What do you mean by ERP? ERP is nothing but enterprise resource planning. So ERP is an enterprise wide information system which consolidate information from various department of an organization. So here, this is the ERP is a one of the solution. We can say that because it's run in network. So what are the applications which sharing our information through the network? That type of application we say ERP. So like that, SAP is a one of the ERP. In the market, we have 67 plus ERP applications. Most popular is SAP, Oracle, PeopleSoft, Siebel CRM, Microsoft, Tally, and many more. So SAP is very popular in that because in SAP we have it's a integrated software. Okay. So what do you mean by integrated? Okay. SAP, system application product in data processing. So in this we have three type. First is technical. In technical we have basis and ABAP. In the function we have SD sales and distribution, FICO finance and control, HR human resource, manage material, PP production planning, and etc. In techno functions we have CRM, SRM, BI, BW, BO. So those are BTech, BSc, and MCA. They can go with the technical. If you are in good in programming, you can go with ABAP. It's a coding part we require minimum coding part. Basis, if you are in a system admin or network support or desktop support. So what are the network settings you have knowledge, you can go with the basis. So basis is a admin job. It looks like admin. And those are the BCom, finance, MBA HR, MBA finance. As per their module, they can select. Techno functions, we cannot go directly. Either we have technical or function knowledge, then you can go with techno functions. It's easy to understand that. Okay. So we said that SAP is a integrated software. So what do you mean by integrated? See, compared to, for example, integrated is nothing but what are the applications we have in SAP. The all modules are created by SAP itself. Okay, just a minute. Yep. So what are the applications we have? What are the modules we have? Is all modules are created by SAP itself. So in that integration is there. Means what are the information we want to share, we can share easily because we using the same application for each department. But compared to Oracle, we have, for example, Oracle have HR. For HR purpose, they're using a PeopleSoft. PeopleSoft is a different and Oracle is a different. So what are data I will save in PeopleSoft? That data if I want in Oracle, so I need to convert the data. So here conversion purpose, we need to use again third-party tools, and it will take time also. So here, if we get small error, it's make a big issue for us because it's a convert. We do the conversion. But compared to SAP, the all modules are created by SAP itself, so we no need to convert. Whatever HR, finance, SD, what are the modules we have? These all modules are SAP created itself. So we no need to convert. Whatever data we store in one department, automatically we can share with other departments. So it's very easy and we no need to convert. Small example. For example, we have one building. So from the transformer, we'll take a different connections to each floor directly from the transformer. So can you make a single button to switch off and switch on the whole building light? Of course, we can maintain here, but thing is that it's very difficult because it's different connections and different floors. Compared to here, if we take single connection and we'll share to whole building, so we can make that button very easily. Why? Because it's a single connection and that button we can make easily in that. Same thing here. We in the company we have Oracle is fall in the different departments and different applications. And here see SAP is following the same thing, different department, single applications. So Oracle, different applications, different departments. So they are using a multiple applications to save the data or share the data. But in SAP compared to SAP using a single application to save all data. So it's very compatible. So that's the reason we say SAP is a integrated software. SAP system application product in data processing. It started in 1972 by 5 former IBM employees. It's a Germany product. Okay. GUI. What do you mean by GUI? GUI is nothing but graphical user interface. Okay. We using to access our SAP server, we're using SAP GUI because our server maybe is a different location or maybe it's a different country or state, something. But through the network, we can access our SAP server. So what are the client-based operating system we have? In that we'll install GUI and we'll give some parameters in that. Then we can access directly SAP server. It's same like that how we access our Gmail. Gmail server is based on US, but you can access from anywhere, any country. Sometimes you can access from your mobiles and sometimes you can access from your system. Same like that, SAP also we have. Our servers is some different location or different country or different state. But through the help of SAP GUI, you can access our server. Same like Gmail. To access the Gmail, we need a one browser like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or some other. So in that we are using some parameter to access like gmail.com, user ID and password. Then it will connect to the database. Same SAP, to access SAP also we need help GUI to access easy. And of course we can access SAP in portal also. So we have the 4 latest version in SAP: 4.6 R/3, 4.7 R/3, 5.0 ECC, 6.0 ECC. So if you talk about 4.7 and 4.6, we have 18 plus modules in that. the minimum system configuration is 1.3 gigahertz processor, 512 MB RAM, and 80 GB is the hard disk. And if you talk about ECC product, we have 42 plus modules in that, and we need to install, then we need a minimum system configuration 1.3 gigahertz processor, 2 GB is the RAM, and 250 GB, sorry, 2 GB is the RAM, and 250 GB is the hard disk. So you can judge how much upgradation we have. Where is 80 GB and where is 250 GB data? We have so many upgraded. It's a upgraded. How much upgraded you can understand that. So after the ECC 6.0, they not release any new version. They release a enhanced package like EHP 5, EHP 6, EHP 7, EHP 8. So these are not a version, these are the add-ons. You can say some updates. So ECC 6.0, EHP 5, EHP 6, EHP 7, EHP 8 is the latest one. Okay. What do you mean by R by 3? R nothing but real time, and 3 nothing but it's a 3-tier architecture, that is database, application, and presentation. ECC, Enterprise Controlled Component. Okay. How it is work? See, R by 3. Presentation layer is nothing but it's a front end from where we access the system. Application layer and database. So whatever data we enter in a presentation layer, first it will compile, or you can say it will check the data. If it is correct, then only it will give access to the database. If it is wrong, it will show you error in presentation layer only. It's the same like that. One how we access our Gmail. Let's take an example. If we once you are accessing your Gmail, you are enter the user ID and password. If it is correct, then only it will go to the you are able to access the database. Otherwise, it will show you the error in the presentation layer. So how they check in the compilation area. If your user ID is correct, if your password is wrong, the system will not allow you to access your mails. If your password is correct, ID is wrong, then also it will not able to give the access. So this area, who will do that? Who will check? Application layer. So same thing here. Once you access your SAP, it's look like that only. In the presentation, what are the information you give? First, it will compile. If your data is correct, then only they will give to access to the database. Otherwise, they'll show you in the presentation layer error. So application is nothing but will check the data. So compilation will be there in application server. It's look like that. So database layer, we will install here MS SQL, Oracle, or you can use HANA also. So HANA is the own database, means SAP own database is HANA. And here in application level, we have here work process and dispatcher. In the presentation, you can see that so many client systems are there. So from the client system, you can access their database through the application server. So it's look like that. It's our SAP architecture. Now basis. So in the basis, we have here user admin. So in this user admin, we need to create a users. If you're creating the users, we need to restrict the users. So how will restrict? If you know the user role nothing but it's a some permissions. So how we create the permissions? Every user have the different permissions. So how we'll design that? So based on that, user, what exactly user role is this? Role means maybe it's a position. Example, maybe it's a position, maybe it's a team lead, maybe it's a manager. It's depend on your positions. Example, I'm saying that. So If we have two users, first user have and second user. First and second user role are same, means both are team leads, but their profile is different. So we need to check their profile also. Maybe first user have marketing and other user in finance. So finance user cannot access marketing application, and marketing application finance user cannot access. So we need to check the role and profile also. Let's take an example. Both the user have same role and same profile. Both users are working with finance. Maybe authorization is different. Means role is same, profile is same, but authorization difference. Maybe both are with the both are is a team lead, both are in the finance, and but for first user maybe they access tax, and other user maybe access GST. So GST first person cannot access, tax second person cannot access. So here we need to differentiate. After that we have object. So here example again, both the user have same role, team lead, both have finance profile, and both have authorizations, tax. Both can access tax. But maybe first user can create the tax and he can delete also. But second user they cannot create and they cannot delete. So they both user access the same screen. But first user can access fully and second user have access restrictions on that. So maybe he can view, but he cannot create and we cannot delete. But first user can view, he can delete, he can change. So again means if the users accessing the same page also, so there also we can restrict the users as per their roles and profiles and authorizations and object. Okay. Now, second part is administration part. So in the administration, we have to install our SAP system. We need to install our SAP, and after that we need to go with the post installation steps. Installation, it will take minimum 8 hours. Before that we need to install database and we need to do some settings. After that it will take 8 hours. Then post installation. Post installation again it will take 4 to 5 hours, because in this we need to create some clients and we need to do some client copy. This will discuss the later. We'll explain in the deep depth in the sessions. Okay, so we'll talk about here database installation also. So here we'll talk about MS SQL, Oracle, HANA little bit. And same, what are the other applications we have, we need to update. Here also we need to update. In other applications we take the backup, so here also we take the backup. Monitoring. So here the monitoring is very important. Why? Because if we are working the same system, so in the same system means what are the our front end system is there. In the front end system, what are the errors we have, warnings we have, the system will give pop-up because we are working the same system. If you are not working the same system, our system is some different city or different country, so we have to access our system through monitoring. So we can check our how many users are logged, what is my database size, we have any errors, we have any warnings. So monitoring is very important, because from there that system it will not give me pop-up in front screen or front system. We need to access and we need to check the details about server. TMS. TMS nothing but it's a transport management system. So here in the real time we have three type of systems we have, or you can say three types of different system, or you can say different stages we have: development, quality, and production. So these three system, it's a physical system where we install separately we need to install SAP, and we need to do all things whatever we discuss in the basis. So here, development. We need to develop our software as per the client requirement. And that data we need to transfer into the quality system. After the quality, if every data is good, then we have to transfer it into the production system. If something goes wrong in the quality, so we have to pull back into the development system. Once the data go to the production, we cannot pull back because it's a production. The client will say take the software and they will use. So in the development, the quality developers are working, and the production we have two type users, that is support users and end users. Support user, if something goes wrong in SAP, the support user will be there. They will help on that. End user, they don't know the backend how the backend is going on, how the process is going on. They don't know that. They know how to save the data. It's a front end screen, so they don't know the backend how the process is going on. They do front end, they data enter, and they will save. As an example, the backend they don't know the end user. They know the front screen only. But support people and the developer, they know that how the things are going on. So basis people are everywhere because we are the base of SAP. If the basis is not there, we cannot build the system and we cannot transfer the data. So here I'm saying that transfer our data. Generally, once we talk about the softwares or any logical things, in the logical we can copy paste. But if we talk about the physical, then only we can use transport. So SAP is built like that as for security reasons. Whatever data we have to transport from development to quality, the data is get moved. It will not copy paste, it get moved. The same thing from quality to production. Data get moved. Means once from the development data will go to move to the quality, the same data you cannot find in development. And the same thing when the data quality to production will move, that data we cannot find in quality. It's a security reasons. We have highly secured SCP. That's the reasons we need to is look like that. Okay, but basis is everywhere. Basis is a very important we have in SAP. Without basis, we cannot run SAP. Basis. If you search in the internet, it will look like that. Business application system integrated solution. But it's a wrong statement. We don't have any meaning for the basis. It's just a basis. Okay. So basis SAP R/3 basis component is unique layer in the SAP architecture. The basis components act as a bridge between computing infrastructures, that is operating system, database, network architecture, and various modules in SAP such as FICO, MM, SD, PP, PS, QM, etc. So in SAP, we have two types. One is IDS, another is non-IDS. IDS nothing but Internet Demonstration and Evaluation System. So generally, IDS we are using for training and education purpose, or we can do some learn, or we can do some R&D on that. But non-IDS is totally for the implementation part. We cannot do any R&D on that because in this we don't have any standard data. But in IDS we have some standard data to see that we can learn. But in the non-IDS is totally for the implementation purpose. As per client requirement, we need to create our data. Okay. Now, so this is the user admin base. So once we are creating any user composing, we need to understand the roles, profiles, authorization objects. So it's look like some jumble because we can one role we can assign multiple users, one profile we can give access to the multiple users or other things. This we'll discuss in the class once we started the template. Okay, so these are the demo. It's the basis demo, and thank you. So we'll see in next class. Thank you.